So depending on how the client makes contact with us, whether it be through email, phone, the website, we'll generally send out a questionnaire which will give us a lot of feedback in relation to exactly what the client's after, where they're up to in relation to the process. So from there, once we get that information back, I'll then make contact with the client and organise to come out onto site, have a meet and greet, have a look at their plans if they've got any. If not, bring somebody with us who can help us out, and also then look at where they want to go and why they want to do the job. Initially we'll ask why and also what. So out of the what, it'll be what are their requirements, what do they want, what is the end product, and then why do they want those things, so that we can understand, if they need to have a home that needs to grow to suit their growing family, then that's what we can help with. If they're looking for something to be able to downsize or just update the house, then we can also do that. So it'll give us a lot of information initially in the direction of the build for the client. So at that initial site consultation, and we get all those bits and pieces of information that we require, we'll then go away and we'll give the client what is considered to be a construction estimate, which is based upon the information that they've provided to us, but it'll be a general price, because we won't have all of the engineering and the finishes and fittings and those sorts of things in it. So it'll give the client a ballpark figure so that they know what they can be up against. We'll generally go a little bit beyond a generalised ballpark figure. So we'll go through, we'll include PC items, we'll include stone bench tops, we'll include all those sorts of things so that we don't get a surprise for the client when it comes back 30 or 40% more expensive. We try and take it to the nth degree to say, well, this is inclusive of everything that we think that you might want for the job, and then from there we can pare it back, or we can stay there. Once we get the initial construction estimate figure together and the client's happy and ready to move to the next process, once we get the drawings back, we can then help the client decide on whether or not they're going to go through complying development, which means that they can build the job inside the required council setbacks from each side boundary and the rear boundary, or if it needs to be a complete DA process, we have the individuals and the experts in those areas that we can forward them to be able to get the job moving along in the right direction for them. We can go to a preliminary agreement with the client where we actually take all of those tasks off the client, so that all they have to worry about is picking their selections and finishes and those sorts of things, and we can deal with those professionals in the background to make the job seamless and easy for them. So whilst the project's being approved, we can then arrange another site consultation with the client where we come back and we sit down with them and we try and come up with a bit of a selections board in relation to colours for roofing, guttering, exterior finishes, tapware, tiles, floor coverings, all those sorts of things that are the exciting part of the build for the client, where we can lock it all into place, and then we go away and we sit down and work out a solid fixed price figure for them. So in a fixed price contract, there will always be provisional sums or prime cost items. Prime cost items are your things like your toilets, your tapware, your tiles and those sorts of things. Provisional sums will be where we've got your kitchen as a simple detail for quoting processes, but obviously through the build, clients like to change things and alter things, so those provisional sums are where the client has the ability to be able to make changes on the run, but they've already got a set allowance for that, and then the difference between whether it's more expensive or less expensive is where the contract can change. We'll go through and we'll break down the job into sections for stage progress claims, so that when we start to get to contract stage, you've already got an understanding of exactly where things will be payable and what guidelines and goals that we've set for the job need to be met before you actually have to pay any money. So after the consultation with the client to go through the selections, we've obviously invested a lot of time in getting to that point. So to move further forward and get a fully broken down fixed price, we charge a fixed price sum of $660 to get that proposal together. That generally works out between $15,000 to 30 pages because of the amount of inclusions that are in it. So we go to each of our subcontractors with the plans, with the requirements that we've sat down with you guys and sorted out prior, and we get our subbies to price it so that we know exactly what everybody's going to be doing, everybody's on the same page, and therefore the client is confident in the fact that what we've discussed at our 2 site meetings is what they're going to be getting during the build. So once the DA is approved or the compliant development's approved, we'll then start to talk to you in relation to a start date and organising homeowner's warranty. Now, depending on whether or not it's been financed, homeowner's warranty will need to be organised for the bank to be able to issue the initial deposit. But 9 times out of 10, every time it needs to be homeowner's warranty needs to be provided before any monies is paid. So homeowner's warranty protects you, the homeowner, against anything that could go wrong, whether that be we go broke, something gets damaged on site, things don't get completed to standard, whatever it is, all those nasty things that you hear about. The homeowner's warranty is an insurance that we take out for you guys to protect the homeowner. We'll obviously need to have a contract in place, so therefore we'll sit down with you. We use a standard HIA fixed price contract with all of our jobs, just so that the client's got the peace of mind to know that the pricing that we've worked with them to get to all the way through from the start of the process is exactly going to be the same document that they're signing at the end of it, so everybody's on the same page. Once the contract's signed and the deposit's sent off, we legally can't ask for any more than 10%. As per it's stated in the HIA contract. So your initial deposit will only ever be 10% of what the contract price is signed for. So once the homeowner's warranty is in place and the initial invoice has been sent off for the deposit, we'll also schedule the job out on a system that we use called Rike, which we actually give the client access to, so they can see when things have been ordered, what time and day trades are supposed to be on site to make sure that the progress of the job is moving along. We also put update photos on there of everything that's happened on the job throughout the build. All your inspection results go on there as well, so we're open and honest and clear all the way through the whole build with the client. It's definitely an important key for myself as well as our trades on site to show the client that we've got clear and open communication with them at all times. Yeah, so as much as we'll try and schedule the job out to be open and honest and clear with the client, give them an indication of exactly where we're travelling, especially in today's society, anything can throw the job out, whether it be weather, whether it be delays with suppliers, whether it be delays with trades on site. But at all times, as soon as we know about that, we'll update Rike, which will then allow the client to be able to see that we've also been updated on their system, and they'll get an alert for it so they can track everything that happens. So once the deposit's paid and the homeowner's warranty's in place and we've scheduled the whole job out and we're ready to start, we'll obviously give the client a call a day or two prior to us getting onto site to be able to let them know that we're coming in to put site fencing up, organising site toilets and do all those sorts of things, as well as bring the surveyors and all that sort of legal stuff that we need to do to make sure that we're building the building in the correct position. We'll then update all of that onto Rike, and we'll just continually go through the build, bringing the client in to show them at different times where we're up to, what's actually happening on site. We'll try and get them on site so that we can see their excitement. The boys on site like seeing their excitement as well. So not only do we use Rike, we also try and bring the client in through the build and show them exactly what's going on, so they're not just looking at a computer screen all the time. Once we get all the way through the build, and we try and keep that very open and honest relationship with the client and enjoy the ride with them as much as the client thinks it can be stressful sometimes. When we finally get to handover, we like to obviously spend the afternoon or the day with the client in relation to walking them through the job, letting them look over everything. We've got a little bit of a document that we go through to make sure that they're happy with everything that's been done. We've got to make sure that things are finished to the level that they've expected. So we go through with them, we look at the tiling, we look at the PC items, the tapware and all those sorts of things. It's important to the client to know that they're getting what they've paid for. They're also got an understanding that they haven't just been built something and given the keys to it and said off you go. You know, we sort of try and walk them through to say this is how things operate, this is what you should be looking for if there's an issue that, you know, pops up, and those sorts of things that we should be notified of so that we can rectify them as soon as possible. We've got a pretty comprehensive pack that we like to give the client. It'll include all of your warranties, all your engineering, all your inspection results, all of your sign-off sheets in relation to cabinetry, doors, PC items, all those sorts of things. So it's a pretty comprehensive list that we give to the client. So if you wanted to head on over to our website and check it out, we've actually put a pack together on the website as well as our step-by-step, which we've spoken about today. So if any prospective clients want to find out more about us, they can head on over to our socials on Facebook and Instagram or our website, or if they want to, they can look up some past editions of the Newcastle Herald and read some of our write-ups that we've had.